MTC 2128, Exercise 1. The logic of striving to get the most profit out of a limited number of offerings is well rooted in the prevailing business culture. However powerful the logic is, within an interconnected system that operates like the web of life, it overlooks many opportunities. In practice, the highest possible target for one parameter can only be achieved in a way that is harmful to other interconnected factors. Imagine for a moment that a tree maximizes its production of chlorophyll but neglects transpiration, which will result in it overheating, or that a hen focuses solely on laying eggs without paying any attention to raising chicks. It does not take a biologist to realize that a single focus on one outcome can not only be harmful to the system, but it undermines long-term livelihood. Good job! Let's start. MTC 2128, Exercise 2. The ancient Greeks engaged in vigorous debate about how animals ought to be used and treated. The earliest radical voice was that of Pythagoras, born about 580 BC, who is remembered today mainly for his contributions to mathematics, including the geometric theorem that bears his name. 580. In his own day, however, Pythagoras was a diverse and highly influential thinker who held strong views on the ethical treatment of animals. None of his own writing survives, but several centuries after his death the Roman writer Ovid, 43 BC AD 17, wrote a long poem on the teachings of Pythagoras. Ovid, 4317. In the poem Pythagoras proposes close connections between humans and animals, and he declares that it is wicked as human bloodshed to draw the knife across the throat of the calf. In the poem Pythagoras proposes close connections between humans and animals, and he declares that it is wicked as human bloodshed to draw the knife across the throat of the calf. The medium has changed, but the message. MTC 2128, Exercise 3. Authority is a powerful force. We obey an order because of tradition or custom. This is usually what is at work when we willfully follow the orders of our elders. Other times we might follow someone's commands because we are moved by their personal charisma or a belief that they have the power to transform our life. This is typical of individuals who are eager to take direction from a leader of a religious cult. But in modern society, most commands are obeyed because people believe in the legal authority of their superior. That is to say, they have accepted the rules of the organization or institution and see the person giving orders as a legitimate representative of a rational authority structure. According to Max Weber, an authority structure in the form of large bureaucracies is the most important defining feature of modern society. Max Weber. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2128, Exercise 4. For government policy to assume that young women can rely on others for financial support is dangerous. Firstly, some young women do not receive support from their families, either because they are not in contact with them or because their families cannot, or do not want to, support them financially. Secondly, living in the same house as a partner or family member does not mean that a young woman is receiving her fair share of the household's resources. Women's lower contribution to the household's income can mean that they receive less money for themselves and consume fewer household resources, which can lead to poverty. Thirdly, financial dependence means a young woman is always at risk of experiencing poverty if support is withdrawn or a relationship ends. Young women need an adequate income of their own from work or the social security system. Many of the most vulnerable young women are not in work or able to access work easily and so do not receive this. MTC. Good job.